Hello, Mr. Chu here. Let's talk about SAT review problems. I have already completed 327 problem modules that are in my playlist. I have videos, short videos of all of those. And let's start module 4 now and work on problems 1 through 3. So this is my 4th module. All these problems have been released by the College Board for review. Modules 1, 2, and 3 are already in my playlist, and they all have 27 problems each. So there's multiple videos with 2 to 4 problems on each one, and you can click through those to review. Some problems are going to be easy for you, some's going to be harder. They require background knowledge in algebra, geometry, and other math classes that you took in high school getting ready for this important test. The topics vary from question to question, and they're listed in the order that's released in the module. I do not put them based on the topics. Like this video if it's helpful. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X. I have lots of math videos there, and I also will have announcements on upcoming events. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel that you're watching this on, and I do have an email address if you need to contact me in any way. AskMrChew@gmail.com. So now let's get to the problems. Number 1 is a pretty easy problem. It's multiple choice. You have a bar graph here. On the horizontal x-axis, you have 5 different activities listed with the bars representing the number of students based on this calibrated scale over on this vertical y-axis. A group of students voted on 5 after-school activities. The bar graph shows the number of students who voted for each of the 5 activities. How many students chose activity 3? So all you have to do is just analyze it. So pause this, and it'll only take you a minute, and then we'll talk about it after you've worked the problem. All right. So each bar graph's height corresponds to a number of students that we're talking about. So on 1, you would go to the top, and then you would go over until you saw about where it was. And then activity 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it's asking you about activity 3. So if you look at activity 3, and I go across on the bar from 3, here is activity 3 right here in the middle. So I go across, and what 2 numbers is that in between? Well, vertically, that's between 35 and 40. So you look on the scale, and the number 39 is the only one that's between 35 and 40. So that would be choice B. Hopefully you got that one right. 2 and 3 are a little bit harder than what this one was. So let's get to them. All right, number 2 is also multiple choice. Go ahead and pause this, see if you can work it, and then I will discuss it. What percentage of 300 is 75? All right, so define the variables and write an equation. So let x equal the percentage of 300 that is 75. So I can rewrite this as x% of means times 300, and that is would be equals 75. All right. So I can write x over 100 as x% as x over 100. And then times, I can put 300 over 1. That is just substituting x% for x times 1 over 100, and then multiplying across. So I can cancel now this 100 and this 300. They have a common factor of 100. When I divide 300 by 100, I get 3. Divide 100 by 100, I get 1. In the denominator, I'm going to get 1. In the numerator, I'm going to get 3x, and 3x over 1 is 3x. And that is just canceling the common factor on the left, and then simplifying it. So I use what's called the division property of equality to solve this using the inverse operations. That's called division. POE is property of equality. So I divide both sides by the same number, which happens to be 3. And this 3 cancels, common factor of 3. And I have x equals 25 divided by 3. Whenever I simplify it, happens to be 75 divided by 3. Happens to be 25. So we need a percent. So 25% is the correct answer, which happens to be choice A. Now let's do the third and last problem. A little bit harder. It's what is a solution of the given equation, x squared over 25 equals 36, and it is multiple choice. So pause this, see if you can work it. And it's wanting a solution, which means there's more than one. And I'll work it after you start the video back up. Solve the equation using inverse operations. So I've got x squared over 25 equals 36. I need to get rid of the dividing by 25. So the way you do that is use a multiplication property of equality by multiplying both sides by 25 over 1 or 25. And then I'm going to cancel this common factor of 25. And 25 divided by 25 is 1. 25 divided by 25 is 1. X squared times 1 over 1 times 1 is going to be x squared. And then I take my 36 times my 25, and I get 900. So now I find the inverse of a square. How do you find the inverse, or what is the inverse of a square? Well, it sounds a little bit like it. It's got that part in it, square root. So I take the square root of both sides, and remember, when you do that, it's going to be a positive and a negative root answer. And then I simplify both by taking the square root. Square root of x squared is x. Square root of plus or minus 900 is plus or minus 30. And that is simplified. So the only choice is 30, which is one of the two solutions. So it is correct answer B. Hopefully you're able to get that one right as well. All right, make sure you follow me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and X for helpful math videos and upcoming events that will be something new, including future weekly Zoom tutoring sessions. So that's coming up in the next couple of months. I'm going to set it up. It'll take some doing, but then I'm going to offer help sessions for anyone that is struggling. So that is going to be my free weekly gift to you if you're somebody who needs that little bit of extra help. A link to a video with all 27 problems worked in one long video used to be available. It's no longer available. So I'm going to put is not available because I decided I tried to do all 27 and it was an hour and a half. So we'll just have the smaller links for the smaller videos. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So please, if you haven't done it, stop right now and subscribe. Here is a long link, and there are other links in various places you can subscribe to. If you have any questions, send them to me in my email address, askmrchew@gmail.com. Make sure you help me spread the word. Mr. Chew wants to help math students understand algebra, and I call that bare algebra. Geometry, I want you to understand geometry. I call that crack geometry. Those are my two dogs. And then arithmetic and pre-algebra, there's my cat named Trey. I also have things called math minutes where I will do a problem or two and explain it, not based necessarily on curriculum, but just on math problems. And then I have these SAT test preps. So I will be doing problems 4, 5, and 6 in another video. in the next day or two. So check it out and keep it tuned. Make sure you subscribe. And remember that I'm Mr. Chu and I want to help you understand math. We'll see you soon.